And welcome back once again to Everyman Driver. I'm your host, Dave Erickson. Thanks so much for watching. This week we're reviewing the 2014 Volkswagen Touareg TDI, which comes in 5 trim levels, 6 if you count the hybrid. We have the Sport with navigation, and yes, it's a little bit on the dirty side because earlier this week we did an off-road drive and review at our local ORV park. You can find that video right now in the playlist section here on YouTube under off-road reviews. So today is a detailed drive and review, beginning with under the hood. You have 3 engine choices under the hood of the 2014 Volkswagen Touareg: gas, diesel, and hybrid. We, of course, have the diesel. It's a 3-liter V6 mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, turbocharged, as the TDI indicates, 240 horsepower, but 406 pound-feet of torque. A good number to have because this vehicle weighs nearly 5,000 pounds and can tow up to 7,700 pounds, which I think is pretty impressive. As far as fuel economy numbers, you're looking at 20 city, 29 highway. This week I've been averaging in mixed driving just under 20. I thought that would be better. But the big number when it comes to fuel economy is 700 plus miles of range. That's how far you can go on a full tank of diesel. Time for a look at your real-world legroom and headroom in the back of the Touareg. And first off, I'm a 5'11" adult, and this was my seating position as a driver up front. And here's how much room I have between my knees and the back of the seat. So tons of space for your knees to be comfortable as a passenger back here. Same goes for headroom. I can get a full fist from the top of my head before it even hits the roof line, so very comfortable for adults who are 6'2", maybe even 6'3" and 6'4". Although they do say this is a 5-passenger mid-size SUV, if you put one person here in the middle, our shoulders will overlap just a little bit. Now these are a leatherette seating surface environment in here. It's a little bit on the stiff side. It kind of matches the tough exterior, in my opinion. You do have 4 blank handles all the way around. There is no sunroof, not on my trim level, but it is available as an option for yours if you're interested in that. Now there is no container behind the driver or passenger seat to store any magazines or things like that, but there is a nice little cubby hole or ledge here just below the vents down here. I think that's kind of a nice little option for people in the back seat. If they have a phone or some keys they want to put back there, that's very nice. This back seat is a 40-20-40 split, and you can lean back to make it a little bit more comfortable if you want. So that's kind of a nice little added benefit. Also, you do have a fold-down armrest here with a pair of cup holders. There are 3 ways to open the trunk lid of the 2014 Touareg. There is a push button on the driver's side door panel. There's a button here on the key fob. Press and hold that, it will open up. There's also a button here just below the Volkswagen icon. Press that, it'll come up on its own. By the way, when you do want to close it, there is a button here along the edge. Press that, it'll fold down. Now behind this back row of seats, you have 32 cubic feet of volume of storage. Fold those down, 64 cubic feet. Earlier this week, I went on a mountain bike ride and was able to put my entire mountain bike in here without taking the front tire off and had plenty of space for cargo. Now, I did bring my 2-piece luggage set to show you what the 32 cubic feet of volume looks like. As you see here, I'll stack them on top of each other, and you've got tons of room. You can double this up, no problem. Probably put 3 times the amount of luggage back here and still have plenty of space or just enough space. Take these out. Just below your floorboard is where you'll find your spare tire. I find this to be a very large space for cargo. I really like the fact that this is so deep behind the back row of seats. 32 cubic feet of volume. Some vehicles may be under 30, maybe in the mid-20s, but this gives you a lot more flexibility, in my opinion, to bring more stuff without having to sacrifice too much legroom for the passengers in the back. Okay, let's talk ride and handling here behind the wheel of the Touareg. And when I see the Volkswagen emblem, I think German engineering, which in turn makes me think BMW. And both those vehicles, the BMW and the Volkswagen Touareg, in my opinion, have a similar driving feel to them. The steering wheel is fairly firm and not too heavy, but controlled. And the suspension, cornering is very solid. You know, I feel like I'm hugging the road, so to speak. Everything about this tells me that the engineers have put a lot of time and effort into making this a very smooth driving experience. And now, as far as this powertrain, it features what they call 4Motion permanent all-wheel drive, which is mated to that 8-speed automatic transmission, which, by the way, is standard on all 2014 models, which makes a huge difference when you want to switch from on-road to off-road, which I experienced early this week when I went off-road at the ORV park. The off-road capability of this vehicle is incredible. I had a great time there. This performed at a very high level. Fortunately, we didn't have a lot of snow and ice to deal with. It was just dirt and mud, and it performed with flying colors. I really highly recommend, if you want to do anything off-road, even if it's down a gravel road or maybe down some small hills, this vehicle will take care of you. I really like that feature of this. When it comes to competition, the BMW does fall in line with the Touareg. You got the X5, which is direct competition, the Infiniti QX70, the Mercedes-Benz M-Class, and the Acura MDX, which I have reviewed. The interior layout is very intuitive, luxurious at the same time. This instrument cluster has 4 circular dials, as well as the multi-informational display here in the center, which you can toggle through to understand what's going on with the navigation, your audio, telephone, and all your vehicle information. The navigation screen here is gigantic. It's touchscreen. You've got heated seats both on the passenger and driver side. Climate control independent of each other, so the passenger can control it on their side, I can control it on my side. Up here in the dash, you have a spot for some keys, wallet, sunglasses, and change, and so on. You can put that right there. Even a cell phone fits very good right here, implemented into the dash. The steering wheel mounted controls are pretty easy to understand as well. This has been one of those weeks where I've looked forward to going on errands if I can, or any excuse to get behind the wheel of the Touareg to go driving, whether it's going out for a mountain bike ride, going to the gym, or just going to the grocery store. I really like driving this car. It's a very comfortable place to be here behind the wheel in this seat. Places for my elbows on both sides. The beginning MSRP on the 2014 Volkswagen Touareg base model, which is the Sport, is around $44,000. It goes up to $58,000 for the Executive. My tester here with the TDI Sport and Navigation is just over 51 grand. I really do like this car. It's a little bit on the spendy side. I wish the gas mileage was a little bit better. I guess there's a trade-off when you have to deal with diesel. But when it comes to off-road, this vehicle just kicks butt. I really liked it this week. It is worth a look and a test drive on road and off. Until next time, I'm Dave Erickson with Everyman Driver. Thanks for watching.